Was round 2
way worse?
Worse,
Yeah.
and round 1 wasn't.
No, bad, but I'm not the story. So I'm here. I can talk. So it is what it is.
How did you evaluate Darren's performance, press conference, and then
Darren was. I felt bad for the staff. You know, if ever a team needs their coach, it's such a young team. You know, for me to be out, I wasn't just out for the game. I was out for the week. So you know, we're talking every day, but I put him in a tough spot. Not much I could do about it, but I thought his adjustments were great. I thought Adem and Lazar really put him in a bad spot. You know, the ridiculous fouls early in the game. Adem's plus 17 in 14 minutes. You know, and he's too good of a player for that. He's way past some of the stuff he did pick. And even Lazar, ridiculously bad back screen where he lifted his arms. Stuff. It happens though. All you gotta do is turn on college basketball. You know, you don't just win because of your jersey or they say you're supposed to win. You got to perform. So that was really my only concern Wednesday was for my coaching staff. You know, I knew that things can snowball. You know, you get the one night Adem and Lazar both decide to get in foul trouble, and Burke finally gets comfortable and gets it going, and he goes down. You know, it's like, So I thought Darren did a great job holding it together, and did a great job, obviously, the last play with Dylan. So got to try to take the positives from it, because a lot of people lose in those situations.
Did you happen to have the Pac-12 network at home to be able to watch it?
Yeah, I do.
Well, I didn't know, because you probably would never.
I do for one more year.
For 1 more year, okay.
Like the rest of us, right? I wonder if that'll lower my Spectrum bill next year.
no doubt, not a chance it will.
17 cents.
What was that experience like watching your own team at home?
Unfortunately, I've had to do it before.
Yeah.
Back in 2013 or whatever it was. So, it's helpless. You know, like I said, I thought, Coach, obviously I was on with the guys. I thought the guys, that our preparation, we understood what we were up against with the three-point shot. You know, it's always the great equalizer. So really, you're not supposed to win. You give up 14 threes. You know, and team makes 10 baskets in the second half. 8 of them are threes.
Coach, how much emphasis are you putting on picking up some more wins before Pac-12?
We try to put. We don't talk about the season ever. So like with the team, we only talk about trying to get better. That's all we talk about. Individually, for your career, we need you to get better. You put your faith in us to get you better. And what I would tell you on that topic of focusing on getting better, you're not going to win if you don't get better. So because what happens is it's harder to win in December than it was in November, because teams get better. See, they play the guy. They learn who they should play, who they shouldn't play, who should be in the, who should get the ball, who should, who they can trust, and it even gets harder once conference play starts after Christmas. So you better improve. Secondly, these kids all, they all have hopes and dreams, so they need to improve, because reality hits young players, and we have a lot of them.
What are some specifics that you want to see them do better in December to get better?
Well, you have everything. You got to defend. You got to have less mistakes defensively. In particular, what I alluded to earlier, you can't. Adem can't have ridiculous fouls. If he's going to foul, he's got to foul stopping layups at the rim, stopping dunks, stopping layups. You can't. We have way too many offensive fouls for no reason, running over a guy or an illegal screen, or just, like the elbow in the Marquette game. It's a 6-point swing. Instead of us shooting 1-and-1 or our ball, they're shooting 2 and it's their ball. Like that stuff has to stop. So before you learn how to win, you gotta learn how to not lose. So this goes to the old adage of in baseball, you get ahead of the hitter, You don't walk runners on base, so you make teams beat you by not giving away baskets, and you got to keep your best players on the floor. So playing smart. So we're all on the we're Coach Savino wanted to show him some clip I had about winners know why they win. I guess there's some website that's floating around again from my first year, so he wants to show it to him. So I talk to him all the time about that. So today's world, everybody wants to talk about, well, I'd like to see this guy average 17, or these guys make more shots. We've got to make sure our guys understand why we will be successful if we are, and why we won't if we're not. So you got to work on those things every day. And on the list of importance is keeping a dem on the floor. That's like paramount. You want to start talking about success. He can't self-eliminate.
Thoughts on just going into a true road environment with this young group?
Well, look, everybody goes through it, and when you realize, I say this to you guys all the time, that college basketball statistically is the hardest American sport to win on the road. 75% of the games over the last 20 years are won by the home team, and that's just a fact. That's why, whatever that net system. I don't know that much about it, but I do know that you get way more points for a road win than you do for a home win, because they understand that. So it's part of it every year, and it really don't matter. Obviously, young team, first time is a concern, but you got to go through it. Formula for winning on the road is real simple. Okay, you better pack your toughness, and don't expect to win with jump shots. Better take care of the ball and pack your lunch. Be ready for a fight. You're not think you're going to go on the road and score 80. You're delusional.
How's Burke's ankle?
Not good. Not good. He's out. So
Out for the
he
game?
won't play Saturday.
Okay. What about Sebastian's? I think it was his toe.
Yeah, I think he's day to day. We'll see today. He looked better yesterday than he did Saturday.
Coach Savino mentioned, it's just something kind of re-aggravated. Is that something he just has to deal with season long, or?
Tough to say. I would hope not. I would hope not. Toes are funny. Mine are all bad, so I can't say anything. You get older, that's what happens to you.
What do you think about Dye's minutes?
I think Dye's effort and his attitude has really grown a lot since practices began. For all the European guys, I think they were a little in shock at how physical college basketball is. Big adjustment for them. And obviously, everybody's going to try to just beat a Dye up. So but he's not running from it, and he understands that he's got to figure it out, and it's going to make him better, which goes back to development. See, the problem and the biggest problem we all have as coaches, whether it's high school coaches on up, is there's a fallacy out there that's what's good for you is different than what's good for the team, and it's completely false. And the reason Jaime Jaquez is where he is because he understood what the team needs is exactly what you need to get to where you want to go. And too many people want the microwave and to have false hype of getting a few points in a game, but not becoming a real player with substance that can last. And what's good for a Dye is to come to college, get beat up, force himself to get stronger, learn how to play with people trying to beat him up, and go through it every day, and now you fight through it and you become a real player that can have a very long, successful career. Or just try to get drafted off of hype, like a lot of players, and I'm not going to name names, and you see, and they're gone in 2 years. You know, so what he's going through is good for him, and he's really been fighting through it, and his attitude's been great.
How's the zone looking with the, you talked about doing some zone with the
Yes.
guys. How's that looking in practice?
Better. Well, you know, better. We got some, obviously, so a lot of practice time here coming up, you know. That's why I was, me going down last week was not good, because you got to get ready for your early games, and then you get to December and you got a lot more practice time, which is going to be really important for the rest of your season. For us, it's always time to get in to be where we can see if we can press, maybe, you know, not just zone, but also press some, and then figure out how to clean up your offense, give yourself, the best chance to score. So all that stuff's imperative right now, you know, because you have a lot more practice time over the next couple of weeks than, you know, once you come out of Christmas, it's, you know, 2 games a week. I think we only got 1 bye week the whole season.
In light of Burke being out, how do you like the small ball lineups with, you know, potentially Alon or even Lazar at the 4?
Alon better, because he's a better rebounder. You know, our rebounding really is a problem, you know, if you get too small, you know. But, you know, now if Adem's in there, it's a little bit different. But it's tough playing small ball lineup if, you know, with Adai and, you know, those guys, because he's not the rebounder at this point in his career. Adem is. But it's all matchup related as well.